What's up, everybody? We're going to talk about some fat burning tonight. Um, now, there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of science. There's a lot of different ideologies and theories and bro science and all that goes into it. So, at the end of the day, you kind of got to do the cliche thing and kind of follow what your body takes on to. You know what I mean? Some people are more carb sensitive, more fat sensitive, whatever. Um, but anyways, for the basic ideas of fat burning, how do you burn fat? How do you store fat? What's going on? So body fat is just a tissue that stores up in the body that is used for energy, protection, and a couple other things. For what we're talking about is obviously to get rid of that. Well, how do we get it? We get it because typically we're in a caloric surplus, especially in this nation where there's a ton of food. And, I mean, there's food everywhere. Even if you're broke, there's even worse food everywhere. So caloric surplus. Basically, that's just energy that is not used that's being stored for a later time of usage. It's a natural instinct. Given that we don't hunt and gather, most of us are not active all day. We're sitting at a desk or whatever. The requirements on the body for total calories are a lot different. That's why you see calorie restrictive diets and everyone wants to do a ton of cardio and all this stuff because it's viewable calories. So fat storage, a lot of times too, also is going to come from eating excess carbohydrates, especially poor carbohydrates, processed carbs, even processed meats and all that other stuff your body can't use for energy. It's just going to sit there, really. At least some of it, not all of it. So there's a lot that goes behind it. Again, we're not going to get into that because this is not a debate hour. So how do we get rid of it? It's pretty simple. You're in a caloric deficit. And as simple as that is, it can be very complicated because a caloric deficit of what type of food, when you eat it, timing, all this stuff, your metabolic reactions to exercise and the foods that you're eating, everything like that. So first off, fat loss is not, you can't target it. You can't say, oh, I got, fat in my lower back. I just want to get rid of that. I got extra fat on my, my hamstrings or on my butt or, on my arms or my neck or whatever. There's no such thing as target fat loss or target muscle building, really. But fat loss is overall. Your body is going to take fat from where it wants to take fat from, regardless of what you want and what, it doesn't matter. So you want to be in a caloric deficit, meaning you are burning more calories than you are eating. But that range has to be done intelligently. You can't go binge eat on the weekends and then eat 1,000 calories during the week and think that's going to work. It's not going to work. You can't eat 500 to 1,000 calories to 1,200 calories every day for 6 months. That's not going to work. You have to do kind of like metabolic conditioning almost, where you slowly acclimate the body to eating better foods, eating certain times of the day, and then you kind of get into starting to restrict things like pulling carb out of this meal or having a little less fat in this meal or whatnot, and give your body a chance to catch up. It's going to take a while too, especially if you've been eating bad for 3 years. Guess how long it's going to take you to lose the fat? Not 3 years, but it's not going to take you a week to notice a huge fat loss immediately. It's not going to happen. So you got to give it some time, and that's where I see most people fail off the bat is time, discipline, because you don't see it now. You think it's not happening, but it is. So stick with that. Everyone wants to do cardio all the time. That is it. America thinks that exercising is just going out and running or running on a treadmill in the gym. and that's really not the smartest way to do it. Um, I liken it to sprinters versus distance runners. Not that I have anything against distance runners, but look at the two types of physiques of like a triathlete or a marathon runner or you know a miler versus someone who's running like the 100 meters or 200 meters or doing certain field events. They the people doing sprints tend to be a lot more muscular. Why? Why is that? You know, it's because you get into a fat burning range without burning off all the muscle that you have on your body. Short bursts of explosive work or sprinting really, um, as opposed to long bouts of cardio for an hour. Or I see pictures all the time. I burnt 800 calories on the Stairmaster. So burnt 1,500 calories today doing this class and then that, and then that is really not good at all. So you have to figure out a way to get it done that's efficient. And efficient doesn't mean a super, super high amount of calories burnt in one single sitting. What? Sorry, I had to stop there. Got interrupted, daddy duty. Anyways, so I think I was talking about cardio. Everyone wants to do a ton of cardio. Let's call them cardio bunnies. Go to the gym. Don't lift weights because I don't want to get too buff. I don't want to get too big. Guess what? If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it, and it's not. So go lift weights. Quit doing all that cardio. Eat your food. So a couple steps in the process you can do. First, like I said earlier, adjust your food. Make sure your food is right on. Your meal timing, your carb timing is real important. Easiest way you can start is by cutting carbs at dinner. Real simple. Fill it in with veggies or whatever. Next step you can do is start adding in a little bit of cardio to your sessions. Like after you lift weights for 15-20 minutes, real slow, nothing crazy. And as you start to get used to it and your body starts to slow down at about 8 to 10 weeks or so, you can start to ramp up the cardio. Maybe do morning cardio aside from your weightlifting. Split up your sessions that way, or split up 2 cardio sessions a day where you burn X amount of calories at this time of day, X amount of calories at that time of day. That way you're not placing too much of a crazy load on your body all at once, because that's where you start to burn off a lot of muscle, all that load at one period of time. So try to split those up. And then, after that, you should be at a point at about 12, 14, maybe even 16 weeks where your body is starting to get exactly where you want, depending on how hardcore you're going with it. And at that point, you can pretty much maintain, and you should know your body by then by saying, hey, I'd rather eat a yam than eat a potato, or, having beef 3 times a week isn't keeping me as lean as I want, eating beef 1 time a week, whatever. But you got to learn and listen to your body. So fat burning is simple, but there are a lot of factors that go into it. So if you keep it simple, adjust your food, don't be afraid to lift weights, but slowly add the cardio, and get a little extreme with it as you go on. So yeah, I mean, there's really not too much secrets or whatnot that go along with it other than doing the work, and that's pretty much it. So stick with it, give it some time. 4 weeks is what's going to take for your body to notice. 8 weeks is what's going to take, yourself to notice a little bit of change. And 12 weeks is what it's going to take for other people to start to really take notice. So do your thing. Have any questions, obviously, let me know.